What's up guys, Fahan here. Welcome back to another Ultimate review. This is the review of the Zontes 350D. Huge thanks to Chokong Agency for loaning me this bike for the review. Alright guys, so we're back in the city of Medini, and here we have the Zontes 350D scooter. So earlier I did review the Class 2B looking 310 scooter, so you can check that out. The 350D is slightly bigger, especially at the back over here, after numerous feedback from consumers, because apparently there wasn't enough space for the pillion to sit on, and it looks like a 2B. So this one is slightly longer, at least it looks like a 2A, but I have to say the profile from the front and the back is slightly slimmer. If you ask me, if you're squeezing in between traffic or anything, slightly easier lah. So obviously, as with the 310M, the 350D is also in the Class 2A category, but overall the size is really comparable to the Forza X-Max. Because of that, it really brings it to the leagues of its Class 2A rivals. Okay, so let's sit on the bike. Ride height is slightly shorter, so suitable for Asian size like me, but the seat also is kind of wide. It uses a transponder, as with most of the automatic scooters. Ensure that it's in your pocket or near to the bike. There's a red button over here and the handlebar control. Press it and you hear the beep sound, and then press the brakes, start. Yes, and you can see the startup animation for the 5-inch TFT display. Pretty huge, really brings it in the leagues of the KTM bikes. So just a bit of specs. Weight is 156 kg, 20 kg less than the X-Max. When I'm negotiating the corner or riding this bike, the weight savings really makes the handling better lah, if you ask me. It doesn't feel too boaty, and handling is very good. It comes with a 12-litre fuel tank with a projected range of 400 kilometers in eco mode. So there's two riding modes, eco and sports mode. In sports mode, you're gonna unleash its full acceleration or pickup, while in the eco mode, acceleration is slightly sluggish, but this helps to conserve fuel. So as I've said, in eco mode the acceleration is slightly sluggish, but the performance is still there. This is what I feel the bike shines in. The pickup is very good actually. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off eco mode now. We're in sport mode. Acceleration is damn good, guys. Okay, brakes are pretty good also. Dual channel ABS with twin rotors, provided by two brake calipers, front and rear. Okay, so going through the hump just now, surprisingly the bike absorbs much of the impact. You do feel the bumps and the road imperfections and the humps and everything, but it doesn't really bother you too much. So provides that nice riding comfort. And the engine is also very smooth. The vibrations is not that bad compared to the Forza X-Max, which is, wow, you can really feel the vibrations. This is still okay. So it's that riding comfort that this bike provides. And speaking of riding comfort, the handling, oh my god, I cannot get enough of the handling on this bike. Like, corners pretty easy, no issue with negotiating bends and everything. It follows you wherever you point the bike to. The bike doesn't fight you. Pretty easy, especially for newbie Class 2A riders or veteran riders who want a easy bike. Handling and cornering pretty good lah. As you can see in this roundabout I'm going through right now on the motor box here in Medini. I can even go low if I want to. And also I really applaud Zontes on the quality. I can really feel the quality on this bike. The Japanese manufacturers, if you ask me, over the years they have slackened quite a bit. They have outsourced their manufacturing, but I think Zontes, they have improved their build quality quite a bit. The buttons feel really nice to the touch. The riding controls are very responsive. The brakes are pretty good. Look at this. This is really solid, guys. You see the stocks on the side mirrors over here. Looks pretty premium, pretty solid. And what I like also, the windshield, it automatically goes down and up. It's a electronically adjustable windshield. I think Zontes, they've done this with some of the models already, especially in the 310 series. And that's what you get with Zontes bikes. Usually, because they're trying to build up their name, trying to get customers in, they packed in a lot of riding electronics and features into their bikes. And all of this packaged at a similar or slightly affordable price. Overall, as a consumer, you know, if you're not looking for the brand and you're looking for all of these technologically advanced bikes with all of these so-called gimmicky features, you can go for a Zontes, man. TFT display, I mean, what class 2A scooter will give you a TFT display at 10k machine price?
Marketed as a maxi scooter for the European market, the Zontes 350D seeks to compete with the Yamaha X-Max and the Honda Forza on the sub-400cc scooter market. The 350D prioritizes urban mobility while still being adequately equipped to go the distance. Its selling point in particular is its low weight and vertically challenged friendly. Engine is a 349cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder SOHC equipped with a Bosch electronic fuel injection and automatic CVT transmission. Okay, so as usual, we're gonna start off with the riding posture. Okay, so with a ride height of 76 cm and 165, and as you can see, pretty comfortable for me. Tiptoeing so slightly because of the wide seat, but other than that, it's okay lah. Not that bad, I would say. Okay, so sitting on this bike, pretty much just like sitting on a chair, and yeah, after riding it for quite a while, you tend to hunch your back. So do straighten your back from time to time. Other than that, it's pretty upright, it's pretty comfortable. Long distance riding, no issue. My butt doesn't hurt at all after riding it for quite some time. If you ask me, it's a pretty comfortable ride. Right, so up next we come to the general design of the Zontes 350D. And obviously, from the general outlook, it's inspired by the Yamaha X-Max. However, from Zontes themselves, they've clarified that it's supposed to be that Euro scooter inspired design with a sharp and aggressive outlook that is meant to evoke an urban feel that's trendy, modern and stylish. Quite a common design if you ask me, and certainly something we've already seen. Nothing really special about it. It will definitely blend well with the traffic and amongst the rest of the automatic scooters out there. Right, so up next we come to the handlebar controls. So handlebar controls, as you can see, is a typical scooter kind of setup with this plastic cladding in the handlebar, so it's not a naked handlebar. Makes it kind of difficult to mount accessories, so you need to rely on the mirror stocks, or in this case Zontes has kindly put a cover in which you can actually mount the phone holder as shown by this particular demo bike over here. But if you ask me, I honestly prefer a naked handlebar lah, so you can mount even more accessories. For this demo bike, Zontes has put the IU unit at TFT display, which is a pretty nice touch and frees up the handlebars lah. So before we talk about the handlebar controls, just want to highlight to you that there's actually a handbrake over here on the bike. It's actually more of a brake level lock lah. It's supposed to function as a handbrake. It locks the brake lever in place, and when you want to move off from the traffic, you just press it again. You automatically release the brake lah. Kind of gimmicky if you ask me, but it does the job. So it's really useful for when you know the bike is on the slope, when you want to put this bike in stationary, or when you're parking the bike with the side stand. So next is the riding control. So if you have ridden a Zontes bike before, the layout is very much similar. To the left over here, we got the high beam, low beam, hazard light, signal indicator, horn, the electronic windshield adjustable button, set and mod, which is to control the 5-inch TFT display. Okay, and to the right over here, we got the electronic buttons for the fuel and seat, and the eco button, which is to adjust between eco and sport mode. We got the engine kill switch, starter, and there's this switch in particular which Zontes calls a super bright mode.
So we're at a road where the lighting is kind of bad. In fact, there's no lighting at all, and this is currently in the low beam right now, so I am gonna activate the super bright mode, which is this. As you can see, it's a huge difference, but this is still low beam. I'm gonna show you guys the high beam now, and the difference is you can see the street signs, the light is reflect back to us lah. So high beam, super bright mode, low beam.
When this button is activated,
the backlight for the buttons are also activated. Provides extra illumination at night, and especially for Malaysian roads in which it can get very dark, especially with the poor lighting. This comes in useful without turning on the high beams and irritating the driver or the vehicle in front of you that you are following. So it's not exactly high beam, because there is a separate high beam switch over here, but the lighting is slightly wider, you can see even more. So once again, it comes with a 5-inch TFT display. There's a lot of features that you can actually toggle with this time round. It doesn't feel as gimmicky as the 310M. It really brings it to a whole new level. It really feels much more premium also. Okay, so to toggle, you press the set button to go into the menu. To toggle, you press the mode button. You can control the interface of the gauge cluster, in which right now is set to simple, because the information that you can see and read is pretty much readable in this particular format. Okay, so there's also the race interface, the casual interface, and the street interface. So those are the four so-called ways that you can arrange the gauge cluster accordingly and the information will be displayed less prominently or more prominently according to the interface modes You got the connection button, which is to basically link your phone with the bike, and you can see additional stuff which I won't go deep into and Zontes has actually informed me that you need to pay for certain features to be available, so that is something new. You got the display is in dark mode, but you can put it in bright mode also, and automatic, which will adjust automatically according to whether you're in the day or night or how bright the place is We got the lighting brightness, okay, currently is in the max. Tire pressure monitoring system, and it also tells you the ideal tire pressure that the bike is supposed to be in, and in this case for me it put that success, meaning it's good. Meaning it's all good, there's no need for me to pump my tire. Up next is the auxiliary menu, in which you can toggle the traction control, turn on and off, and then clock and unit, which is to adjust kilometers or miles per hour. So if you're entering like the USA or UK for example, you can toggle to miles per hour. Language, English or Mandarin. Information, which I won't dwell too much into. And exit. There's a lot of things that you can play. In fact, I haven't even finished playing with it. It will take more time if I were to play with it, or maybe this video will be even longer so we're not going to dwell too much of it Whew. But the TFT display overall, under the bright hot sun, you can see very clearly all of the information, especially in the simple interface. It's all displayed down there very clearly. For the gauge cluster, there's two tabs, tab 1, tab 2. Okay, so first going to go to the tab 1. Okay, so maintenance, in which how many kilometers left to next servicing. Okay, fuel level, basically the range that's left on the bike. Battery, which is basically a voltmeter. TPMS, the tire pressure monitoring system, and then you press the mode button to toggle to the second tab. It shows you the trip meter, average fuel consumption, the average fuel consumption per kilometer, which it reads right now 3.1 liters per 100 kilometer, which I must say is pretty fuel saving. And to the right, we got the tachometer displayed prominently. The fuel gauge and the temperature gauge is kind of small if you ask me. And there's also the speedometer and the odometer below it So once again, there's 4 other modes that you can toggle with, and the gauge cluster interface will change accordingly, and the relevant info will be displayed more prominent or less prominent depending on the actual interface itself, which I am not going to go into detail once again. Okay, so that's for the gauge cluster. I think as the bikes go more and more advanced, this video is going to get a bit longer So up next we come to the riding technology, and as with the scooter, you can expect the necessary riding tech that makes a scooter a convenient machine But as with Zontes, as we've seen previously, they've taken it up a notch and packed in a few more features in there. Okay, so just let me list them out So it uses a keyless transponder, Osram branded full LED lighting all around, dual channel ABS paired with disc brakes provided by J-Juan, recently bought over by Brembo. as I've come to understand. Full color TFT gauge cluster, anti-glare, hazard lights. There's 2 riding modes, Eco to save fuel, Sport mode, full acceleration off the line. And in Eco mode, Sports mode is automatically activated above 7,000 RPM. We got 2 charging ports, one USB-C and one USB-A. Both are fast charging. Traction control, once again, can be toggled on and off. Tire pressure monitoring system, electronically adjustable windshield, and electronic locks for the fuel cap and under-seat storage. Electronic locks. So that is usually seen in Vespers. Starting to rain. As a scooter, can expect storage. Zontes has kindly included 2 storage cubbies in front. Okay, the left storage cubby is where the 2 USB ports are. Okay, so this one, on the left one, locks together when the bike is locked, and the right one does not lock when the bike is turned off. So don't keep your valuables inside here. Under seat storage is very small, and I can even fit my open face helmet, a full face helmet. Only a half face helmet will do. For me, I probably keep a raincoat inside and other small items. For a bike this size, it's surprisingly small, and by today's standards, I wish they will include a bigger under-seat storage. But hey, I think Europeans, given that this bike is marketed for Europe, I don't think they mind. Also has a small light in there for better illumination when you're in the dark. And yeah, so up next we come to the colors that's available for the Zontes 350D. There's black and white. So this is the black one, and unfortunately it does not come with these awesome decals over here. It's more of a kind of a plain one, and the dealership Chokong Agency, they added in this so do take note. So according to Chokong Agency, machine price is 10,500. They are providing 3-year engine warranty, 2-year warranty for electrical. So if you ask me, slightly cheaper than the XPX 300 at 11,588. Another listing also listed at 10,600. But if you're looking at the specs, riding feel, electronics, features and all that, definitely the 350D provides you a better deal.
In Malaysia, reportedly, the 350D is priced at 18,896 ringgit and 93 cents machine price.
And also, not to forget, there's also traction control on it, which you can turn off, which I really appreciate. It's an awesome safety feature if you ask me. For city riding, no issue as a scooter, usually meant to take on the city streets. But Zontes did market this bike as a maxi scooter and a Euro scooter, they claim it to be. They really want you to go the long distances with the 350D, which I feel that no issues if you want to go long distance. Zontes brand is available in Malaysia. I saw their dealership in KL. No need to worry about parts or anything. Riders are still skeptical, but I've yet to hear any complaints from the riders. Zontes owners especially, they do not really have any complaints or any bad experiences with the bike. And besides, they're getting a 3-year or 100,000 mileage warranty. So that's really the faith that the dealer Chokong Agency is betting on this bike. And us on the receiving end, the consumers, the riders, we're getting a good deal. The engine at a high RPM is quite loud. I like how the engine is very smooth and you don't feel as if you're going fast. I mean, I'm at probably 107 right now according to my speedo, and I feel as if I'm going at 80 or 90. It's really so smooth of a ride, so comfortable. As you can see, it negotiates this bend beautifully. Now comparing it to the M310 I previously tested, the 350D is definitely a huge improvement. Zontes have been taking feedback from the customers and they've really improved the bike in terms of handling, in terms of performance, the riding tech and everything. But for me, I cannot wait for their new bike, the new scooter. It's also a 350cc, I forget the designation though. The leg looks pretty awesome also, really reminds me of a Kimco. Hopefully when Zontes has the demo bike for it, definitely gonna try it out, man. So I like that the windshield is adjustable electronically, so at the press of a button, when it's raining, when you're in the highway, just press the button and it automatically goes up. And I have to say, the windshield deflects the wind pretty well. Oh yes. Okay, so we're at 145. Oh man, at 145 the bike already starts to sway left and right. This could be due to the bike's weight. It's kind of light actually, yeah, for a scooter. So if it's heavier, slightly heavier, maybe the stability is improved. My comfortable speed is like 110, 120. As I said, going at these high speeds, because of the very smooth nature engine of this bike, you don't feel that you're going fast. You're riding short and suddenly you're looking at the speedo. Wow, 120, comparing this to the X-Max, the Forza, I have to say the 350D is slightly better. The fuel consumption is pretty good also. There's a fuel level which tells you the range left in the tank. So I'm at 112 right now. I've been riding it around the past 2 days with it, full tank, and yeah, getting pretty good fuel mileage.
Okay guys, so I've had like 5 days with the Zontes 350D, and without looking at the brand, just the machine as it is, the 350D is actually a decent scooter. Great performance and acceleration, very smooth engine and riding experience. The riding tech, the features that's available on this thing. At the price point also, you're getting a great deal if you ask me. Feels as if I'm riding a very premium scooter. It's definitely something to be reckoned with if you ask me. Somewhat in the same league as Kimco and SYM. Obscure, with riders generally skeptical, and they may still stick to the usual offerings from the mainstream Japanese manufacturers. But as the prices of motorcycles are going up, riders, they're looking for budget-friendly options. In the case of the Zontes 350D, you're getting the riding tech and the warranty. And these days, with the crazy prices of motorcycles in Singapore, if you ask me, we could all use a great deal, especially for this model. It's definitely a good deal if you ask me. Shortcomings, I feel: small underseat storage. Design wise, it doesn't stand out with the other rival, and I understand there's skeptics with such a bike, especially with the reputation that comes with it. But generally so far, Zontes riders and owners that I have known and spoken to, they don't encounter much issues with their own bikes. So I would presume that it may be the same for the 350D as well. If you're still skeptical, rest assured, you can try it out for yourself. Test rides are available for this bike, and not to forget the warranty that Chokong Agency is offering also. Once again, huge thanks to the official dealer for Zontes in Singapore, Chokong Agency. So that's it for the vlog, and we'll see you in the next one.